Good day. Let us discuss the second phase of nature and emerging concepts of teaching. The teacher. As one of the elements of teaching process, we will also identify the principles of effective teaching based on the Philippine professional standards for teachers. The teacher is known as composed of personal and professional attributes. There are times we already know how to act professionally, guided by code of ethics for professional teachers, profed subjects or courses during our education pursuits, no? And we have this confusion when personal attributes arise, no? Kapag halimbawa ay nasa stressful situation tayo, pressure, no? Maraming deadlines, merong tayo ina-address na erring behavior, no? Hindi natin naiiwasan na there are times na go beyond tayo doon sa ating professional attributes. And through this topic, we will be reminded that we should hone that professional practice, balancing the urges or call between the professional attributes and personal attributes. It can actually make or break our journey as professional teachers. As we all know, we can only be called as professional teachers once we pass and took the or take the oath of as a professional teachers. And though we are already professionals, we have this license card, no license. There are times we are tempted to go beyond, no, or committed go beyond ng ating mandates, no, as professional teachers. And focusing sa personal attributes, commonly teachers or our professional at or personal attributes commonly classified as we as teachers as passionate, no? We have that sense of humor, meron tayong values and attitudes, we are patient, and we are enthusiast. When it comes to passion or passionate, we extend help with the learners who are experiencing learning difficulties. We care for our learners. There are times if our learners have difficulty in a study specific course, especially sa elementary department, we organize or give after school classes, no? Yung tinatawag ng iba na tutorial, pero ito ay there are times free, no? O wala siyang payment kasi it is our love or expression of our passion to our learners. And part of our personal attributes is to extend our understanding, give our empathy to our learners that before we arrive to that conclusion that there's no choice but to fail the student, we really need to extend our help, no? Sa iba nga ay to until hanggang 3 beses, no? In the intervention after classes, house visit, encouragement sa learner to hone academic excellence, no? And during the pandemic, kahit sabihin natin na hindi nagpe-perform yung learner at nag-fail, nagbibigay tayo ng special summer class, no? So we are really passionate, no? Yun ay ating personal attribute. And there are times where I have this experience I have a companion who shared her experience that yeah, nagmo-mall siya and then she noticed this group of students of her na nandun sa isang area sa mall na nag-aaral ng research, and since the teacher is a research teacher, she helped her students, no, or learners to improve their work kahit trust na, no, pero out of a call of our duty, she attended that specific needs, no. Sense of humor, we can connect with our learners world, no, in terms of maturity, no, and youth. We laugh together, we are conscious of their age differences. There are times in order to be friend with our learners, we crack jokes beyond sa ating limitations. Minsan green jokes, minsan ay uh, sensitive na, no, or personal na nagiging cause ng bullying or labeling sa mga klase. Pero we are reminded by our personal and professional attributes na we should balance this practice of sense of humor kasi there's a thin line between the relationship of learners and students, learners and the teachers. At kapag nasira yung thin line na yon, mahirap na siyang i-build, i-restore, no? So we should treat our learners professionally, no? With care, with love, pero there's a thin line. We need to consider that thin line between the learners and the teacher. And if we know the language of our learners, especially in the 21st century, then we can easily connect with our learners, no? Values and attitude, no? Aside sa professional attributes, we need to hone that cultural values ng ating Filipino culture, no? We set as good examples of pay respect to our principal, to our learners, to our parent, to their parents, to the parents of our students or learners. We are also setting as example of attending religious gatherings, no? Kung tayo ay Catholic, Christians, or other denominations or religious affiliations, we should also set as a good example of not being involved with gambling, no? Drinking, and any form of addictions. Kasi ito ay tayo ay nagiging good example ng ating sarili sa ating mga mag-aaral, no? And sa Code of Ethics of Professional Teachers, we are reminded to set a good example, no, sa ating community, inside or outside the school premises. Patience, we need to have that sense of self-control. Persistence, even experiencing frustrations and disappointments. We need to have that psychological hardness na kahit tayo ay naubos na ating pasensya, or napahiya tayo sa klase ng mag-aaral, no, or parent, as if we are holding that firm decision that we should embrace that control, no? That persistence, no, to act professionally. Dahil as authority figures sa ating society guided by batas pambansa na tayo part ng authority, no? Ay kailangan nating i-keep yung patience na yon para hindi mag-go beyond tayo doon sa limitations na yun. We can address the concerns in appropriate way, in a correct use of words or language, no? We should be conscious of those non-verbal and verbal communication kahit tayo ay frustrated na or disappointed na sa sitwasyon, no? We should extend or habaan natin yung PC na yon until makuha natin or mag-arrive tayo sa win-win situation. Enthusiasm. We need to hone excellence, no? Interest and enjoyable learning activities. When we say enthusiasm and theo, no? Which ibig sabihin ay goodness with God, no? Ibig sabihin God is good, then as teachers we need to set that example na ito yung excellence, ito yung good, no? And in our practice in setting standards, it's good that it is good to provide our learners with high standard than low standard, no? Kasi minilook up sila na dapat ito yung aming ma-achieve. Kung sa rubrics dapat ito ganito kataas yung ma-achieve namin. Yun yung standard, no? Hindi siya ganun kababa. If you will ask your learners to present their output, then ask them to turn on their cam, no? To not read the lines, no, sa presentation, to explain their understanding. That is standard, no? If you will ask them to present, it's either you will ask them to dance, to write a poem, no? To write a short story, to calculate, no? To present their output, to conduct experiment, research, no? Yun yung highest, no? At least yung may mga psychomotor activities, no? And when it comes to professional attributes, according to Serrano and Paes, we are manager, model, parent surrogate, facilitator, and guidance in charge sa ating learning environment. And when we say manager, no, we are classroom managers. We need to provide systematic activities, a structured one, no, na learning plan. It's better to create a plan before you face your learners than to face your learners without any plan. No? How will you conduct your discussion? No? How will you track whether your discussion or activity for that particular day is achieved or not? No? So mahalaga yung learning plan. And aside sa learning plan, we should be conscious or attentive sa uh, physical structure ng ating learning environment. Gaano siya ka-safe? Yung oras, no? Yung facing na ating activity within an hour or 2 hours. Yung pagbibigay ng consideration sa ating mga mag-aaral. How to address erring behavior, no? Habang tayo nagtuturo. Gagamit ba tayo ng proximity approach kapag may nangungulit na mag-aaral? At pag kinot natin attention habang tayo nagdi-discuss, madi-distract ang buong klase. So we can use proximity, no? Ay, lalapit lang tayo sa mag-aaral na may erring behavior, then automatic yun ay mag-behave, no? At kung hindi man, you can just tap his or her shoulder, no? Habang nagdi-discuss ka, at least hindi siya nakaka-distract sa lecture mo or discussion or sa group activity. Another is yung denial, no? Or avoidant, ignorant, no? Yung kapag mayroong nag-erring behavior at hindi naman siya ganun ka-distracted, nakaka-distract sa klase, hayaan lang, no? Kasi there are times may mga mag-aaral na to get the attention of the class or the teacher ay intentionally nilang ginagawa yung pangungulit, no? So, yung iba naman ay nag-stop din kapag hindi rin napapansin, no? And one of the best ways to be close with our students or learners in a professional way ay itong walking around the classroom, especially kapag group activities or lecture. Kasi you are uh, giving an opportunity to be close with them, no? To be near with them, no? In a professional way. Model, no? We are exemplar. Sabi nga ng Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, we are one of the authorities. Our profession is is a noble profession, no? We are role model in our society. The reason why kung maaari wala tayong involvement sa pag-iinom, pagsusugal, no? Away sa community, no? Kasi tayo ay role model sa ating community. We are referent authority, we are expert authority, no? And we are the masters of our lessons, of our specializations. So we are role model. Ang ating mga mag-aaral, nilook up tayo, and there are times if there are conflicting factor between the parents and teachers, ang pinapanigan ng learners ay yung sinasabi ng teachers, no? Pag isa ba hindi yan sinabi sa amin ni teacher, ito yung tama. No? So ganun ka taas ang ating profession bilang teachers. No? We are also parent surrogate or loco parentis. Tayo ang responsible sa ating mag-aaral kapag sila ay nasa school premises. No? The reason why sa facing halimbawa ng break or next subject, we need to wait the next teacher. No? To make sure na yung ating learners ay merong nagsusupervise, no? Or may nagpa-facilitate. And habang sila nasa school, nandun dapat yung ating attention, no? Halimbawa, dismissal na make sure na sila umuwi ng bahay. And once na sila nakauwi na sa bahay or nakalabas ng school premises, then yung pagiging loco parentis ay napupunta sa biological parent, no? It is a mandate of our profession na there are times when there's a conflict with the family ng ating learners, tayo ay magpaalala in appropriate way with our family, do sa family na about sa family value system, no? And kung if there's erring behavior, no, na kailangan i-call ang attention ng parents, better not to discuss your impression, your observation, or your judgment with their son or daughter. Kapag nagpatawag tayo ng conference with parents, just discuss the incident, no? Or yung occurrent ng erring behavior, and then ask the parent or the guardian, ano yung na-observe nila na behavior doon sa bata. Allow them to conclude or make that impression instead na ikaw yung magsabi, no? It might lead to conflict with the parent of your learner, no? So allow the parent to make that conclusion or impression with that erring behavior of their child, and even ask them also to how to resolve that problem, no? Of course, meron tayong in-hand na or on-hand na advice, no? But first, seek first the impression and the recommendation of their parents, no? Ng ating learners. We are also facilitator, no? Sa teaching and learning process, as I have said before, kahit 100% gaano tayo ka-preferred sa teaching approaches natin, hindi totally 100% ang na-acquire ng learning experiences, no? And it's one of the principles of teaching is it is the learner's decision whether he wants to learn or not to learn at that particular time, no? If he's not ready, she's not ready, then do our task to teach, no? And the learner will make that decision that, okay, I am willing to learn. No? Of course, we need to provide the appropriate or best approaches para lahat ay to gain the attention according nga kay Ganya's learning experiences and instruction niya, no? And on the part of learners, it is the learner's decision, personal decision to open the threshold of learning, no? And as facilitator, we impart the expertise, the knowledge, the skills, attitudes we learn kasi ito yung ating specialized sa subject. Aside doon, during group activities and accomplishing their assessments, formative man or summative and evaluation, we need to supervise, no? We need to make that rounds habang nag-group activity. If you ask your learners to group themselves sa loob ng learning environment sa classroom, then make that rounds, no? Alamin yung kanilang questions, no? Or yung progress na kanilang ginagawa, i-supervise, i-monitor. And then if you give them the opportunity to group themselves sa field or sa outside the classroom, you need to supervise, no? Para bukod sa safety ay namo-monitor natin kung nandun sila sa track na gusto natin i-achieve base sa tinalakay or ine-expect ng learning objectives ng particular na content. Aside doon, we are also guidance facilitator. We can be called guidance counselor if we are guidance counseling graduate na masters and we pass the board for RGC, no? Or your registered guidance counselor. Ngayon, kung di tayo RGC, then we can be called guidance in charge or guidance teacher. So as guidance facilitator, teacher, or in charge, tayo ay member ng guidance office ng school. And when we say guidance, hindi siya yung nagdi-discipline sa learners. This is one of the confusions na meron sa Philippine education system. The discipline officers or discipline officer addresses that erring behavior by imposing sanctions, no? By reminding the learner ano kanyang mali na ginawa, informing the parents ano yung maling ginawa ng kanyang mag-anak, no? And it is the guidance officer in charge or counselor who process after that addressing yung erring behavior ni discipline officer. Siya yung nagpoproseso na okay, ito yung sabihin natin ito yung mali, then what you will do ay ganito yung gagawin mo maaari. More on advice, no? Kaya nga siya guide, no? How to regain or restore that appropriate behavior social contract sa loob ng school, no? Sa guidance, ang we are embracing that paradigm shift from traditional program na 12 'no. Ngayon ay we are focusing to three needs ng ating learners. Ito yung academic, personal, social, and career 'no. So, mino-monitor natin yung kanilang progress, GWA 'no. As advisor, we are under the umbrella of guidance office. Kapag bumababa yung grade or score ng ating advisee or advisees, nire-report natin 'to sa guidance 'no. Ano yung maaaring gawin, could be maaaring mag-provide si guidance office ng, tips on how to improve memory retention 'no. Maaaring yung, appropriate, scheduling 'no, time management, or kung yung learners natin na may problema sa behavior sa family or sa classroom, that's the time na the guidance may provide, guidance, class or module na more on self-awareness 'no, ng personality or personality test. Kapag sa career naman, yan more on career promotions 'no. Yung result ng NCAI 'no, ini-interpret ng guidance office, tinutulungan yung learner na pumili ng tatahakin niyang, strand or track, or lalo na kapag college, ano yung kukunin